Good day, friends. I'm Agnes, 80 years wise, with a garden that's been my joy and now my greatest adventure. Each bloom a reminder of life's fragile beauty and hidden pains. This story is about trust betrayed in the most heart-wrenching way, discoveries that shake the foundation of one's world, and the courage to stand tall amid the ruins of shattered faith. It's a reminder that even in quiet suburbs, shadows lurk, capable of inflicting deep emotional scars. Listen closely. It's a doozy that still brings tears to my eyes. My home on Elm Lane is a cozy bungalow, painted butter yellow with white trim, nestled in a neighborhood where everyone knows everyone's business, or so I thought, the illusion of community now a source of bittersweet reflection. I've lived here for 55 years, since marrying my late husband, Frank, in 1960, our love story beginning with a dance and ending too soon with his cancer 10 years ago. Frank was a mechanic, hands always stained with grease, but he built me the perfect garden out back, raised beds for vegetables, a trellis for climbing roses, and a small pond where goldfish swam lazily, each element a testament to his devotion. After his passing, the garden became my solace, a place to talk to him in whispers as I weeded and planted, tears watering the soil alongside my grief. The neighbors, John and Mary Smith, had been there for 20 years, a couple in their 50s who seemed ordinary, he an accountant, she a homemaker. They shared fence-line chats about weather and recipes, brought over holiday cookies baked with apparent care, and even watched my cat, Whiskers, when I visited family, their kindness lulling me into a sense of security. Good folks, I'd tell my daughter Helen during our weekly calls, my voice warm with the comfort of companionship. It was spring, the season of renewal, when I decided to expand the tomato beds, hoping new growth would lift my spirits from the winter's melancholy. My arthritis made digging hard, the pain a constant ache that mirrored my emotional loneliness. So I hired Miguel, a young gardener in his 20s, recommended by the local nursery. He was polite, with a bright smile and strong arms, arriving early with tools in his truck. "Senora Agnes, we'll make this garden bloom," he said in accented English, his enthusiasm a spark of joy in my day. As he dug near the back fence, close to the Smith's yard, his shovel clanged against something hard, not the usual rock or root, the sound jolting me from my reverie. "Senora Agnes, come see," he called, wiping sweat from his brow, his voice laced with curiosity. Together, we unearthed a metal box, about the size of a suitcase, rusted but intact, buried shallowly under the soil, its discovery sending a shiver of unease through me. Miguel pried it open with a crowbar, and inside, a treasure trove of jewels, diamond necklaces sparkling like stars, gold rings set with rubies, emerald earrings, all nestled in velvet pouches. There were also silver watches and antique brooches, the kind you'd see in museums, their beauty contrasting the growing dread in my heart. "This looks expensive and stolen," Miguel whispered, his eyes wide, mirroring my shock. The box had no markings, but something felt off, a violation of my sacred space that stirred anger and fear. I called the police immediately, my heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation as I described the find to the dispatcher, my voice trembling. Officers arrived quickly, cordoning off the area with yellow tape that fluttered in the breeze like warnings. Detective Larson, a no-nonsense woman with short hair, examined the contents, her professionalism a comfort. "Ma'am, this matches descriptions from a high-profile burglary 5 years ago at the Vanderbilt estate uptown. Over $400,000 in gems stolen. How did it end up here?" Her question hung in the air, igniting a storm of emotions, confusion, betrayal, as fingerprints on the box led straight to John Smith. John had a criminal record I never knew about, petty theft in his youth, reformed, or so the system thought, the revelation hitting like a punch to the gut. Further investigation revealed the Smiths were part of a burglary ring, targeting wealthy homes and using neighboring yards as hiding spots, figuring an elderly widow like me wouldn't disturb the soil often. Their exploitation of my trust, a deep wound. The betrayal hit like a physical blow, tears streaming as I realized all those barbecues where John grilled burgers with a smile, Mary sharing her apple pie recipe with feigned warmth. Were they scouting my yard? I recalled odd behaviors, late-night digging I'd attributed to their midnight gardening hobby, strange visitors at odd hours, cars with out-of-state plates, each memory now tainted with hurt. "They abused my trust," I told Helen over the phone, my voice breaking with sobs of disillusionment. The police searched their home next door, warrants in hand, uncovering more, tools like lockpicks and crowbars, fenced goods in the attic, and ledgers of sales to black market buyers. It was a sophisticated operation, the Smiths the local hub for a syndicate spanning states. Their double life was a shattering of the friendship I cherished. I was questioned gently at the station, a cup of weak coffee in hand, detailing every interaction through tears. "Did they ever ask about your routines?" Detective Larson probed. Yes, casual questions about my trips, my gardening schedule, now seen as manipulations that left me feeling foolish and heartbroken. The neighborhood buzzed with gossip, whispers at the mailbox, stares from windows that stung like judgments. Some neighbors distanced themselves, fearing association, deepening my isolation. Others brought meals, offering support that brought grateful tears. Helen flew in from California, her presence a comfort as we navigated the chaos, her hugs a reminder of unbreakable family ties. The trial was a media circus 6 months later, the courthouse packed with reporters, the attention overwhelming my quiet nature. The Smiths denied everything at first, claiming the box was planted by rivals, their lies compounding my pain, but evidence mounted. Surveillance footage from a pawn shop showing Mary selling similar items, witness testimonies from accomplices who flipped, digital trails of emails coordinating heists, each piece of validation amid the heartache. I testified on a crisp autumn day, dressed in my Sunday best, my voice firm despite nerves and tears. They were my friends, or so I thought, but they used my kindness as a shield, I said, the words choking me as memories of shared laughs turned sour. The jury, a mix of locals, nodded solemnly, their empathy palpable. John and Mary were sentenced to 12 years each for burglary, conspiracy, and possession of stolen property, their pleas for leniency falling flat, the justice bittersweet, as I wept for the loss of innocence. The jewel's owner, Eleanor Vanderbilt, a gracious widow in her 90s, visited me personally. Her story of loss mirrored mine. "Agnes, you're a hero," she said, handing a $60,000 finder's fee check, our shared tea in the garden, a moment of connection amid tears. I used the money wisely, a new security system with cameras and alarms, guarding against future hurts. A greenhouse for year-round gardening to Otter Frank, each plant a tribute to our love, and donations to the local senior center for fraud awareness programs, turning pain into purpose. Miguel became a regular helper, expanding the garden into a community plot where neighbors, new, trustworthy ones, grew veggies together, rebuilding my faith slowly. Family visited more, Helen staying longer, the grandkids playing in the yard without fear, their laughter healing my wounds. My story became a legend at gatherings. Grandma the Sleuth, they'd teased, but with pride that warmed my heart. Trust is earned, but once broken, it's hard to mend. The scars a reminder. The scars, a reminder of vulnerability. My garden thrives now, roots deep and strong, just like the lessons learned from that fateful dig, blossoming from tears into resilience. And Whiskers? He still suns himself by the pond, oblivious to the drama, a symbol that life, with all its pains, goes on.